Like, what are you seeing in that area?
Programming.
Okay, we found everyone.
Recently, Los Angeles has been battling destructive wildfires that have spread rapidly across the coastal areas, including Malibu. Among the affected properties, Paris Hilton's mansion in Malibu was completely destroyed. Thankfully, the actress wasn't living there full-time, and no one was harmed. However, Paris's pets were rescued by the brave firefighters, and their selfless actions have caught the public's attention. Before we dive into the full story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Have you ever experienced a natural disaster? Let us know in the comments below. The wildfires that swept through Malibu, Los Angeles, became one of the most terrifying and destructive disasters the area had seen in years. The day was hot and dry, with strong winds fueling the flames that quickly spread across the coastal city. Malibu, known for its stunning homes and celebrity residents, was no stranger to wildfires, but this one hit particularly hard. As flames neared residential areas, entire neighborhoods were evacuated and emergency responders worked tirelessly to protect lives and property. Among the properties that suffered immense damage was the mansion of Paris Hilton, the glamorous socialite and businesswoman known for her luxury-filled lifestyle. Thankfully, Paris was not living in the home at the time, but it was still a loss of a home full of memories, personal items, and luxury. However, the fire's devastation was not just about the mansion, it was also about the beloved pets that Paris Hilton had entrusted to her home. Paris had always been known for treating her pets like royalty, and they were an important part of her life. Her Pomsky Sylvington was named after the high-end hotels of the Hilton Empire, embodying the lavish lifestyle she embraced. Her Chihuahua, Diamond Baby, was a tiny dog with a name that reflected Paris's penchant for all things sparkly and precious. Dollar, her quirky dwarf pinscher, was the playful one, while Marilyn Monroe, a beautiful Pomeranian, carried the name of the iconic movie star, further emphasizing the glamorous life she shared with her pets. They weren't just dogs, they were her family, and in the chaos of the fires, they needed to be saved. As the firestorm approached, the firefighters not only faced the enormous challenge of battling the flames and evacuating people, but they also worked diligently to rescue Paris's precious animals. Without hesitation, they entered the property, knowing how important these animals were to Paris. With the fire rapidly consuming the house, the firefighters moved swiftly, managing to carry Sylvington, Diamond Baby, Dollar, and Marilyn Monroe to safety. Their efforts to save the animals not only showcased their bravery, but also highlighted the deep compassion they had for all lives, human or animal. As the firefighters worked tirelessly to save Paris Hilton's pets, their bravery and dedication were put on full display. With the fire raging around them, they risked their lives to ensure the safety of the animals who meant so much to the socialite. Sylvington, her Pomsky, was carried to safety first. The dog's fluffy fur and majestic appearance made it clear why it was given such a refined name. Paris had always loved Sylvington, and the thought of losing the pup was unimaginable for her. The firefighters, fully aware of how important these pets were, moved quickly but carefully, making sure to keep them calm in such a chaotic environment. The adrenaline was high, but their primary focus was to ensure the safety of the animals and to get them out of the danger zone. Next, Diamond Baby, Paris's Chihuahua, was brought out. The tiny dog, with its sparkling personality and flashy name, had always been a favorite of Paris's. The little Chihuahua had a reputation for being feisty and full of energy, and it wasn't just a pet, it was an extension of Paris's personality. Diamond Baby had been her companion for years, attending high-profile events, and now it was in the hands of the brave firefighters who ensured that it would have a chance to live. The firefighters didn't waste a moment, taking Diamond Baby into their arms and carrying it away from the encroaching flames, carefully shielding the dog from the smoke and heat. Then came Dollar, the dwarf pinscher, whose small stature and playful nature made him a beloved companion in the Hilton household. Though small in size, Dollar had a huge personality and had been with Paris through thick and thin. He was known for his quick movements and endless energy, and like the others, he had been treated like royalty. The firefighters moved with precision, knowing that getting Dollar to safety was just as important as getting any human out of harm's way. As they rescued each animal, they remained calm under pressure, doing everything they could to ensure that Paris's beloved pets were safe from the fire. Finally, the last of Paris's pets, Marilyn Monroe, the Pomeranian, was rescued. Marilyn had been named after the iconic actress, and her fluffy coat and charming demeanor made her a star in her own right. Paris's bond with Marilyn was undeniable, and the thought of losing the dog in the fire was something that weighed heavily on her. The firefighters, knowing how much this dog meant to Paris, acted swiftly and gently, making sure Marilyn was well cared for during the evacuation. With the last of her pets in their hands, the firefighters breathed a collective sigh of relief. It wasn't just about getting the animals to safety, it was about giving Paris a sense of peace, knowing that her family was unharmed. Paris Hilton, who had been watching from a safe distance, was beyond grateful for the firefighters' quick actions and their dedication. She immediately rushed to thank the heroes who had saved her pets, expressing her deep appreciation for their courage and commitment. What happened next was a testament to her gratitude. In the aftermath of the fire, Paris organized a special dinner in honor of the firefighters who had saved her pets. The event was attended by other celebrities, as well as local officials, showing the deep impact of the firefighters' selfless actions. Paris also announced that she was creating a foundation to support firefighters and their families, ensuring that those who put their lives on the line every day had the resources and recognition they deserved. It was an emotional night for everyone involved. The firefighters, who had risked their lives to save the pets, were moved by Paris's gesture. They had no idea that their actions would lead to such an outpouring of support from someone as influential as Paris Hilton. The dinner was not just about celebrating the rescue of animals, it was about recognizing the tireless efforts of the men and women who put themselves in harm's way to protect others. Paris's act of kindness and her acknowledgement of their sacrifices made the firefighters feel valued and appreciated in a way that many of them had never experienced before. In a world where celebrities often receive praise for their lavish lifestyles, Paris Hilton showed a different side of herself, one that was grounded in gratitude, humility, and a sense of responsibility toward those who serve others. She used her platform not only to show appreciation for the firefighters, but also to make a lasting difference in their lives. Paris's actions served as a powerful reminder that no matter how high someone's status, they can always make a positive impact and give back to those who work tirelessly to protect and serve the community. As the days went by, the fire's devastating impact began to settle into the minds of the residents of Malibu. But for Paris Hilton, the experience would be one that changed her perspective forever. While the loss of her mansion was a blow, it was the rescue of her pets that truly made her realize the profound role that first responders play in society. The firefighters who had saved Sylvington, Diamond Baby, Dollar, and Marilyn Monroe had put their lives at risk in the face of overwhelming danger, not just for the material wealth that was at stake, but for the love and connection that Paris had with her animals. In a way, the event had shed light on a side of Paris Hilton that many had not seen before, the side of her that was grounded in compassion, appreciation, and humility. Paris's response to the rescue of her pets became the defining moment of this entire ordeal. After expressing her thanks to the firefighters in person, she realized that words alone weren't enough. She needed to do something more, something that could help support those who selflessly serve their communities, often without recognition. That's when the idea for the foundation was born. Paris didn't want to just thank the firefighters. She wanted to create an initiative that would make a real, lasting impact on their lives. Through her new foundation, she began raising money to support the families of fallen firefighters, as well as providing resources for training, equipment, and mental health services for those on the front lines of disasters. It was a way for her to channel her gratitude into action, ensuring that the first responders who had saved her pets would always be supported. The media quickly caught wind of Paris Hilton's actions, and the story of her foundation made headlines across the country. It wasn't just about the fire. It was about the way Paris used her platform and privilege to advocate for those who needed it most. In an era where celebrities are often associated with excess and indulgence, Paris Hilton's decision to focus on giving back showed a different side of the entertainment industry. She wasn't just a famous figure living in luxury. She was someone who understood the importance of using her success to lift others up, especially those who put their lives on the line every day for the safety of others. Her foundation became a beacon of hope for many, not just for firefighters, but for all those who work tirelessly in the face of danger. Paris's decision to fundraise for first responders also sparked a wave of public support. Many people from across the nation, from small businesses to everyday citizens, began donating to her cause. It wasn't just about the money, it was about the awareness she brought to the sacrifices made by firefighters and emergency personnel. People realized that these heroes were often overlooked, and Paris had provided them with a platform to be recognized and celebrated. The foundation became more than just a charitable initiative. It became a movement that highlighted the importance of community and solidarity. Celebrities, activists, and everyday people came together to support the cause, raising awareness about the critical need for better resources for first responders. While Paris's mansion had burned down, she had found something far more valuable in the process: the realization that her privilege could be used for good. She didn't need to rebuild a mansion to feel whole again. What mattered was her ability to use her influence for a cause greater than herself. The love and appreciation she showed for her pets were mirrored in the way she treated those who had saved them. Paris Hilton's unexpected actions had not only helped firefighters, but had sparked a larger conversation about the need to support those who protect and serve, reminding us all that the true value of life lies not in material possessions, but in the connections we build with others and the impact we have on the world around us. In the weeks that followed, the community around Paris Hilton's foundation grew stronger. She hosted several charity events to raise awareness and funds for her cause. These events brought together not only celebrities, but also firefighters and their families, all united by a common purpose. Paris's dedication to supporting first responders had ignited a sense of unity among people from different walks of life. From the initial shock of the fire to the creation of a meaningful foundation, Paris Hilton had taken a painful moment and turned it into something beautiful, something that would leave a lasting impact for years to come. As Paris Hilton's foundation gained momentum, it became clear that her efforts had sparked a larger cultural shift. People from all walks of life were beginning to see beyond the glamour and luxury that typically surrounded the Hilton name. Paris, once seen as a symbol of excess and indulgence, was now being recognized for her dedication to giving back. Her commitment to the firefighters who had saved her pets had transformed her public image in profound ways. Paris had shown that even those with immense wealth and privilege could make a meaningful impact in their communities. The foundation, initially born out of gratitude for the bravery of the first responders, soon became a rallying point for people who wanted to support their local heroes. Through her platform, Paris was able to raise awareness about the everyday struggles of firefighters and first responders, who often went unnoticed despite the dangerous work they did. The foundation's impact didn't stop with just fundraising. Paris also became an advocate for policies that would support better working conditions for first responders. She used her voice to call attention to the need for mental health services, better equipment, and financial support for families of those lost in the line of duty. While Paris had always been a figure in the entertainment industry, this new role as an advocate for firefighters demonstrated how deeply her values had shifted. In many ways, Paris had found a new purpose, one that was not defined by celebrity or wealth, but by the desire to make the world a better place for those who give so much of themselves to protect others. Paris Hilton's relationship with the firefighters who had saved her pets continued to grow. What began as a moment of gratitude soon turned into a lifelong partnership. She worked closely with them, attending events, participating in fundraisers, and even offering her home for gatherings to further their cause. Her genuine appreciation for their sacrifice created strong bonds, and she quickly became a symbol of recognition for their hard work. But Paris also made it a point to not only show gratitude, but to listen to the needs of the firefighters. She met with them regularly, hearing firsthand about the challenges they faced on the job, and she took action based on what she learned. She advocated for better insurance coverage for families of first responders, started campaigns to raise awareness of firefighter injuries, and supported mental health initiatives aimed at helping those who struggle with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, after the horrors they witness on the front lines. While Paris's new focus on philanthropy was admirable, it didn't come without challenges. There were critics who wondered if her newfound activism was just a passing phase or a publicity stunt. Some questioned whether a celebrity could truly understand the realities of the everyday struggles faced by firefighters. But Paris refused to be discouraged. She continued to prove that her commitment wasn't just for show. She spent time getting to know the families of first responders, attending memorials for fallen heroes, and even visiting fire stations to speak directly to those on the front lines. She wasn't just writing checks or attending gala events. She was immersed in the work, showing up, and listening. In doing so, she became a voice for those who had been unheard for too long. One of the most impactful moments came when Paris visited a fire station in Los Angeles, where she took the time to speak with the men and women who worked there. She spent hours learning about their daily routines, the hardships they faced, and the toll that their work took on their physical and mental health. By the end of her visit, the fire station had raised a significant amount of money for the foundation, and several of the firefighters had pledged to continue supporting the cause. Paris was no longer just a celebrity. She had become a true ally to the firefighting community. She had proven that her heart was in the right place, and that her actions spoke louder than her fame ever could. Paris Hilton's journey from being a well-known socialite to an advocate for first responders was a testament to the power of personal growth and the impact of using one's platform for good. While she had started with a simple desire to thank the heroes who had saved her pets, her actions had evolved into something much larger, a movement to support those who risk their lives every day. Through her foundation, Paris not only raised awareness about the critical needs of first responders, but she also inspired countless others to get involved and show appreciation for those who protect and serve. Her story was no longer just about the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. It was about the genuine desire to make the world a better place, one act of kindness at a time. In the end, the fire that had destroyed Paris Hilton's mansion became a turning point in her life, one that led her to discover a new purpose. The pets she had lost, the firefighters she had come to admire, and the community she had helped to build would forever change the trajectory of her life. Through it all, Paris Hilton had proven that true strength isn't just about wealth or fame. It's about using what you have to make a difference in the lives of others. As Paris Hilton's foundation continued to grow, so did her understanding of the responsibility she carried as a public figure. The success of the initiative, which focused on supporting firefighters and first responders, became a symbol of how someone with fame and privilege could contribute positively to society. It wasn't just about raising money. It was about changing the conversation surrounding the challenges that these unsung heroes faced daily. Through her actions, Paris Hilton became a role model for how compassion and empathy can transcend personal success. Her foundation not only supported the physical needs of firefighters, but also began to provide resources for mental health, which was often overlooked. For Paris, this was a way to repay the courage and selflessness displayed by the firefighters who had saved her pets, and, more importantly, to raise awareness about the sacrifices these first responders make. While the focus on firefighters remained at the heart of her efforts, the ripple effect from her work also inspired others in the entertainment industry. Celebrities who had once only been seen as living in the spotlight of wealth and excess began to shift their focus toward causes that truly mattered. Paris had shown them that giving back wasn't just about making donations. It was about becoming involved and using their influence to bring about real change. Her foundation raised millions of dollars, but more importantly, it sparked a movement that got others involved, whether through donations, volunteering, or spreading awareness. Paris had ignited a conversation about the importance of community, the value of first responders, and the need for all of us to step up and give back. Her continued work also led to the establishment of scholarships for children of fallen firefighters, as well as mentorship programs for young people interested in becoming first responders. Paris used her platform to ensure that the legacy of these brave individuals would live on through education and support. She often spoke about how her experience with the fire had been life-changing, and how it had brought her closer to understanding the depth of sacrifice made by those who serve the public. Her commitment to improving the lives of first responders and their families became a lifelong mission. The fire in Malibu may have taken a home, but it gave Paris Hilton a new purpose, one that went beyond the superficial and into the heart of what truly matters. Her story had been one of reinvention, and through her journey, she had learned the most important lesson of all: that the real legacy of someone's life is not measured by their wealth, but by the impact they make in the lives of others. In this way, Paris Hilton found herself not just as a celebrity, but as someone who could truly change the world around her. Her dedication to the cause served as a reminder that no matter where you start, it's never too late to do something meaningful and lasting. Bookmark, go back.